Elite athletes at the top of their game, the best of the best over the last 2 decades. Welcome to Blue Ridge 11's newest show, 11 of the last 20. I'm your host, Chad Landers. Thanks for tuning in. For this new series, we are taking a look back at the best athletes from a wide range of sports spanning from football to basketball to softball, baseball, wrestling, and field hockey. Each week, we'll count down the top 11 athletes over the past 20 years, chosen from right here in the Blue Ridge 11 coverage area by a panel of coaches and local media members. Leading off our inaugural show, the top 11 quarterbacks.
Behind the center is the man who calls the plays, the quarterback.
I told you he's much better rolling out.
Wow. Feeling pressure, dumps it in the flat.
Nice
It's caught.
play.
Woody Miller in for the touchdown.
Steffi slips away, and he's going to reach the end zone for a touchdown.
A great quarterback is someone who's a leader, but even more, somebody is the most disciplined player on the team.
To be a top quarterback, you got to really be a student of the game.
I think you need to be tough to be a quarterback, especially at the high school level. You don't always have the right tools in front of you. You don't have the right tools around you. And it's your job to coordinate everything and put out the best package you can.
Number 11, Ephrata's Blake Crowther.
It's Crowther. Oh, look at the move by Crowther, and he goes in for a touchdown.
Is beautiful. What I remember about Blake is I would have loved to have coached him. He had so much speed.
1, 2, 3.
And discipline, and he just was the epitome of an option quarterback. Plus, he could throw the ball, which he was one of the leading passers for Ephrata High School.
He embodied, what you were looking for, a quarterback who could run when he had to, throw when people were open.
Crowther with time, going long, ball is up, and it is caught
Nice
for the
play.
touchdown.
Very, very nice play and a beautiful throw.
And again, I go back to he was just a real physical football player and someone that would run you over.
Crowther is in for the touchdown.
Blake Crowther was a tough kid. 2-year, two-way starter, and as far as a quarterback is concerned, he would do whatever it would take to get that effort of offense down the field.
Crowther, 3-step drops, going for the end zone for Culp, reaches up, got it, touchdown! What a beautifully thrown ball by Crowther.
Yeah, that was a good throw over the outside shoulder. He's the only one that could get that. Excellent play.
He had a nice balance of running the ball and put up some pretty nice numbers passing the ball as well.
Number 10, Warwick's John Resch.
Pound for pound, he was just as tough a kid as I had ever had.
Resch faked out, they're going to run option left, he's going to keep it, and he gets in the corner for the touchdown.
He probably wasn't as big as a lot of the quarterbacks on the list that we're talking about, but he just had the heart of a lion.
Not huge, not 6'2", 215. Smallish in a good way, but packed a lot of power.
Emotional, vocal leader, and this kid took a pounding, but he never wanted to come out of a ball game. And the longer he stayed in and the longer he hung in there, the better the results it was for Warwick.
He's going to fake, bootleg, somebody's in his face. He gets by him, goes toward the line, spots his receiver, and throws on the run. Oh, that is just gorgeous.
Before the term dual threat was dual threat, he was a good runner, a great thrower. He just understood that when game time came that you're in charge. Nobody can see you sweat. When you're the quarterback, nobody sees you sweat. His demeanor off the field, not happy-go-lucky, but he just has a joy about him. I think that helped a lot in terms of him being a focus as a student athlete and understanding the task at hand.
And he had such a will to perform. You could tell he just loved the game, and he was willing to do whatever he had to do for Warwick to win. I love that kid, man. He was great.
Number 9, Cocalico's Brett Janus.
When I think Brett Janus, I think prototypical Cocalico option quarterback. Ran the option.
Janus on the keeper, he's got it and more. He's got it. He is gone. Wow. Boy, 40 yards with a touchdown run.
Knew when to pitch.
Janus passes, and it's caught.
Knew when to keep.
Janus is going to keep it. Cuts inside, stays on his feet. First down.
Could throw it a little bit.
Janus to throw. Looking, firing for the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown! Oh boy, there you go. There's the arm of Brett Janus, which we don't see very often.
But back in those days, Cocalico was grind it out, veer, and we're going to stick it on the ground.
I think of Brett, and he's a fullback playing quarterback.
This is just get what you can find. Oh man, look at that. He just got himself 3 or 4 extra yards by finding something out of nothing there, Eric.
Part of a program where you don't throw the ball a lot, but boy, he had a zip on his passes. but the fun was watching him run the ball. He wouldn't try and avoid tackles, he'd run through them.
He was a special player and a big physical kid. Brett was always, just a bigger bone kid and strong and physical and just tough. Brett he'd play 48 minutes and he never asked to come off the field, and he just was really, really physical and tough.
Well, it doesn't seem to bother Brett Janus at all.
He could barrel over you. So if he did the pitch or, kept it and faked it and he was gone, whammo. He could pop you, keep going, keep the legs churning and get downfield and make plays.
He just had a nose for the ball. Plus, he was super tough. He led us to championships. His senior year, he rushed for almost 1,500 yards and passed for almost 700 yards. And he was voted Player of the Year in Section 3, and he deserved it.
Number 8. Conestoga Valley's Grant Stoltzfus.
Grant's a kid who got better every year out. I remember him as a sophomore, kind of tall and lanky, and by the time he was a senior, big, strong arm and a pocket presence, could also roll out and throw on the run, and I always admired that about him.
You sit him in the pocket, give him some good wideouts, and he would tear you apart if you weren't careful. I always got the sense that he was an accomplished reader of defenses, that he knew what he was looking for, a good check down guy. Within the offensive scheme that they presented to him, and I think that allowed him to excel.
Grant was part of a perfect scenario for CV that likes to throw the ball a lot. Big kid, tall, strong arm, and again, when you're in that type of offense, it's high risk, high reward, but he paid off the dividends in a big way with a lot of rewards. 63 career touchdown passes.
Touchdown, CV.
The countdown's only just beginning, so stick around because after the break, we look back at quarterbacks numbers 7 through 4. It's all coming up next on 11 of the last 20.